Welcome to Early Signal. Today, we're exploring a question at the crossroads of technology, economics, and society. As artificial intelligence increasingly replaces human workers, should AI itself be subject to taxation? It's a debate that goes beyond tech enthusiasts and economists. It touches all of us because it challenges how governments fund public services and how our economies will adapt to profound change. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is no longer just a concept from science fiction. It's here, reshaping industries and transforming job markets. Major companies like Amazon, Meta, and UPS are investing billions in AI technologies, using them to automate tasks that humans used to do. This wave of automation has led to significant layoffs, raising concerns about fewer people working and, consequently, fewer taxpayers contributing to public coffers. Why does this matter? Most countries rely heavily on taxes from labor, income taxes, and social security contributions to fund everything from healthcare to education. If AI replaces workers, the tax base could shrink, potentially reducing government revenues. This has sparked a global debate. Should we tax AI or the automation tools themselves to compensate for lost tax income? Back in 2019, Nobel laureate Edmund Phelps proposed a tax on robots to maintain social benefits. Bill Gates echoed similar thoughts, suggesting that machines replacing workers should bear a comparable tax burden. But defining exactly what to tax isn't straightforward. Is it the physical robot, the software, or the economic value created? Experts like Sanjay Patnaik from the Brookings Institution suggest that instead of taxing AI directly, governments might consider adjusting capital gains taxes, taxes on investment income, because taxing AI specifically could be tricky and potentially distort markets. Forecasts on AI's economic impact vary. Goldman Sachs expects AI to boost global GDP by about 7% over the next decade. The IMF predicts a similar positive contribution to growth annually. Yet, the International Labor Organization warns that up to 25% of workers in high-income countries face some exposure to AI's impact, though many jobs may transform rather than disappear. Labor law professor Luz Rodriguez points out that unlike previous automation waves targeting routine tasks, generative AI is affecting more complex skilled roles involving critical thinking. This shift could mean more disruption, but she also notes new jobs emerging in areas like content moderation and cryptocurrency mining. Some economists, like Daniel Waldenstrom, argue against an AI-specific tax, noting that unemployment hasn't spiked significantly despite automation advances, especially in the US. He stresses the difficulty in defining AI and suggests continuing to tax existing categories: labor, consumption, and capital. The IMF's recent report aligns with this cautious stance. It advises against taxing AI directly to avoid stifling innovation, but recommends vigilance and possible adjustments, such as higher taxes on capital and reviewing incentives that may encourage automation at the expense of human jobs. Carl Frey from Oxford highlights a broader issue. Tax systems in many developed countries have become unbalanced, with higher income taxes and lower capital taxes. This imbalance encourages companies to invest in automation over job-creating technologies, a trend that could worsen if not addressed. Looking at recent data, tech giants like Amazon have reported soaring profits alongside substantial job cuts, while corporate tax rates have dropped in many OECD countries over the past 2 decades. Meanwhile, the tax burden on workers has barely shifted. This dynamic intensifies concerns about fairness and sustainability in how we fund public services. On the other side, Suzanne Bieler from the International Federation of Robotics argues that automation actually creates jobs by boosting productivity and warns that taxing production tools like robots could hurt competitiveness and employment. She points out a global labor shortage and emphasizes that robots currently complement rather than replace entire jobs. Beyond jobs and taxes, there are broader social and environmental considerations. The energy consumption of AI technologies is substantial, raising questions about their climate impact, and the wealth generated by AI is concentrated, potentially deepening inequality within and between countries. In the best scenario, AI-driven job creation could lead to better paid, more productive work that offsets losses. But this outcome isn't guaranteed. Transition periods could be tough for many workers, especially those with fewer skills or in vulnerable sectors. Economists from MIT have warned that while automation has increased corporate profits and productivity over the past 40 years, it hasn't delivered shared prosperity. This signals a need for policy interventions to ensure technology benefits society broadly. As Professor Luz Rodriguez puts it, technology and AI have significant social impacts that demand political attention. The future isn't predetermined. The choices societies make now will shape how AI influences jobs, taxation, and inequality. In summary, the question of whether AI should pay taxes is part of a larger conversation about adapting tax systems and social policies to a rapidly changing economic landscape. While taxing AI directly poses challenges, there is consensus on the need to rethink how we balance taxation between labor and capital to support a fair and sustainable future. Thank you for listening to Early Signal. Stay tuned as we continue to track these important developments at the intersection of technology and society.